So John McCain went on Larry King expecting a softball interview, and Larry King, interestingly and surprisingly enough, actually asked him some tough questions. Very simple, actually. It's not that tough. He said, you keep calling Obama a socialist. Do you really believe that? Now, mind you, they've been calling him that for a while now, and McCain screwed up and said, no, I don't really. Okay, so then why have you been calling him that this whole time? All right, now that's the beginning of the interview you're going to see anyway. But the reason I tell you that is because I don't want you to lose focus afterwards, because what he says is ridiculous afterwards as well in the follow-up questions. So let's watch it. Here he is on Larry King, John McCain.
You don't believe Barack Obama is a socialist, do you?
No, but I do believe that he's been in the far left of American politics. He has stated time after time that he believes in, quote, spreading the wealth around. He's talked about courts that would redistribute the wealth. He has a record of voting against tax cuts and for tax increases, and I don't think there's any doubt that he would increase spending, and sooner or later we would be increasing taxes. There is no doubt in my mind that that's what his record. 94 times he voted against tax cuts and for tax increases. He voted for, and that's what matters, not rhetoric, to raise taxes on individuals making $42,000 a year.
Concerning spreading the wealth, isn't the graduated income tax spreading the wealth? If you and I pay more so that Jimmy can get some for him or pay for a welfare recipient, that's spreading the wealth.
Well, that's spreading the wealth in the respect that we do have a graduated income tax. That's a far cry from taking from one group of Americans and giving to another.
How?
I mean, that's dramatically different. Senator Obama clearly has talked about for years redistributive policies. And that's not the way we create wealth in America. That's not the way we grow our economy. That's not the way we create jobs. And when small business people see that half of their income, half of the income of small businesses is going to be taxed by Senator Obama, then they're very upset about it.
He says it's only the personal income tax. If you make $250,000 or more as a personal income, not a business income, that's where he would increase your tax.
And that's where his folks just reduced it to $200,000. And then Senator Biden yesterday said $150,000. And the fact is that if Joe the plumber is able to buy the business that he works in, the guy that he buys it from is going to see an increase in capital gains taxes. They're going to see an increase in payroll taxes. They're going to see, if he reaches a certain level, an increase in his income taxes. And that's what got people concerned. That's what got Joe the plumber upset. He wants to redistribute the money.
Doesn't taxes pay for services?
Taxes pay for services.
Taxes.
But do we want... Taxes pay to keep our government secure, to help those who can't help themselves, and other functions of government, which, by the way, expanded by some 40% in the last 8 years and gave us a $10 trillion debt.
Under Bush.
And the last 2 years under Democrat majorities in the House and Senate. But that's the job of government. But it is not the job of government that I believe in that would take a group of Americans who have some money and say, we're taking your money and we're giving it to others. This 95% tax cut he's talking about for 95% of Americans. 40% of Americans pay no income tax. So he's just going to give them some money. Where's he going to get it? He's increasing taxes for other groups of Americans.
What are you going to do?
Plan. I'm going to keep taxes low.
I'm right where they are?
Sure.
Sure. The Bush strategy on taxes and the economy was fantastic. I'm going to keep it exactly where it is. Look at where Larry King is kicking some ass. Huh? This was some very calm, but very good, solid questions. Look, let's clarify this once and for all so there's no more confusion on it. What happens in taxes is they take from some, most of us, right? I pay taxes, you pay taxes, and they distribute it to others. Now, some of that comes back to us in roads and cops and firemen, etc. And some goes to other things like not just welfare, but defense, but not just all that stuff, but things that you don't see. For example, small business loans. The government gives small business loans so that those small businesses can grow and get bigger and bigger and employ more people and bring more wealth to the country, right? So taxes, by definition, is taking from some and giving to others and giving to us all. So what is so different about Obama's tax plan? For people making over $250,000, he's going to raise their income taxes, just their income taxes, by 3%. That's it. So he's taking 3% more from the wealthiest in America and redistributing it all throughout the government, spreading the wealth around. Look at this, nearly a socialist. Is he a socialist? No, I didn't say that, but let me say it again. I mean, this is comical. This is, McCain, he looks so desperate, and then he brings up Joe the plumber again. It's like, Joe, where are you? Where are you, man? I need you. I need you. Joe the plumber does not make $250,000. He's going to get a bigger tax cut under Obama than he would under McCain. And every time he brings up Joe the plumber, he looks absolutely, I don't know if pathetic is the right word. I don't know if desperate is the right word. And he doesn't seem to understand how the graduated income tax works. He just doesn't get it. Larry King understands it better than he does. And finally, you notice there at the end, Larry's like, what do you mean? Last 8 years, that was Bush. Like very earnest, like, wait a minute, that was Bush, right? Somebody? Yeah, Bush, right? Yeah. And McCain's like, no, we have a Democratic Congress for the last 2 years. Come on, dude, who's convinced by that?